when we were doing the Abhisheka to the Ladli Srimati Radharani, to the small Srimati Radharani, we could see that the devotees beautifully organized this lotus flower. And she was in the middle of this lotus flower. It happened that once Narada Muni, he was in Braj, and he saw that was a big celebration there. Everybody was chanting, Nanda Ke Nanda Bhaya, Jai Kaneya, Lala Ki. And he started to approach to the house of Nanda Maharaj, and he saw that joy, he saw that happiness. And once he came, what did he saw? That the Lord of the universe, he has just decided to come as a baby. And by watching that such grace, how the Lord of the universe, he can choose someone to become his parents. Once he approached to that scenario, to that performance, to that play, at that moment was a stop on the time, like everything becomes like blurry, you know. Everything was, and then that small boy, he assumed a form, and he showed him who was him. That was the Narayana himself, that was Lord Krishna. And he said to him, look, I'm here, but you know that I never come alone. Once I come to perform my pastimes, my lila, always the Sango, Pango, Parshadam, they comes with me. My friends, they comes with me. My personal associates comes with me. But there is one specific person that had come with me. Please go and find her. Check her, look where she's staying. I need to meet her. And also let she knows that I'm already looking for her. So Narada Muni, he started to do his Vraja Mandala Parikram. He started to walk around Vrindavana till the point when he comes to the village of Raval. Once he comes to Raval, he comes and he feels that something different is happening there. And then this moment that he feels that something is different around there, he comes and he meets with Vrishabhanu Maharaj and his wife Kirtida. And he asks, is anything changed here? Is something different here going on here? And she said, no, nothing is going wrong. But did any small girl, a baby, appeared here? They looked and said, oh, actually there is. Then Vrishabhanu Maharaj, he started to share that he was walking near to Yamuna. And in the middle of Yamuna, he started to see this beautiful lotus flower floating. And this lotus flower, the fragrance that was coming was so strong that it was coming inside and was so strong. And once he came, he saw this beautiful girl sitting, laying on the middle of this lotus flower. But she was with a closed eyes. She was blind. And you know, like how Indian tradition is, no? Girl that is blind is not so easy. But at the same point, he said, let me see this girl. Let me see this girl. Let me see, please. And then once he approached to the house, once he came to Srimati Radharani, she also assumed her original form to him. And she gave the darshan to him. And she also showed that she was not alone. There was Lalita, Vishaka, and all the other personal Sakis, friends of her, also were there. And when they gathered together, she said, I'm just waiting for the moment when I will meet my Lord Krishna. And he said, don't worry, it will happen. So then he came to Vrishabhanu Maharaj and he said, look, I think that I know how you can affix the eyes of your daughter. Just invite Nanda Maharaj to come here. And make sure that they are bringing gift to Srimati Radharani. Make sure that they are bringing gift. There's a lot of gifts coming here. But also make sure that their newborn boy is also coming. And everybody knows that once this meeting happened, because there was a promise in Vaikuntha before they come in. So when this pastime is being performed in Shri Vrindavan Dham, this pastime is just a remark in our life, in our spiritual life. Why? Because, as Mayuram was explaining, there is so much tattva happening in the world. So much like truthfulness, to be established. But there is this rasa which breaks. And then the Bhagavata says that when the saints, the Vaishnavas, they get together, they get just for one thing. That is called Rasayana Katha. Rasayana Katha means that they get together to explain such pastimes like these activities which Krishna and Srimati Radharani, they have performed, which we cannot understand with our mind. And they come and they keep discussing such activities, non-stopping. So these pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavana with Srimati Radhika is exactly to make us to remember our real position in this world. Srimati Radharani, she was a great servant of Krishna. She was all the time serving Krishna. She was always looking how to bring pleasure, happiness to Krishna. And even sometimes Krishna, he was pretending that he was not so attractive by her service. It didn't change her mood. She kept giving all what she could to perform better and better this service to Lord Krishna. Sometimes she was shouting at Krishna, sometimes she was screaming at Krishna, sometimes she even didn't want to see Krishna. But at the same time, she was always involved with these pastimes. So today is this special day where this manifestation, as Krishna he says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 13, Daivim Prakriti Ashritaha, those who Mahatmanas tu Mamparta, or Arjuna, that person who becomes involved with this bhakti path, those who becomes eligible to perform these activities, Daivim Prakriti Ashritaha, this such person, they becomes under this divine energy that is manifested by me, which means that Radharani herself is taking care of the devotee. So what we need to understand that Srimati Radharani, she is that personality which she comes to Krishna and she says to Krishna, Krishna, in Toronto, in Pickering, there is a family. And this family, they need you. And Krishna looks, no, I think it's better if you go there. No, you go there. And so she came. She's here. Beautifully decorated. So this is the Daivim Prakriti, Ashritaha. Krishna he says in the Gita that they take this chance to perform a service. I'm completely sure that many times Sairam, Vairavi, they were coming with the car and they were just going to parking and they hit their head and say, oh my God, I forgot to buy the milk of Srimati Radharani and they had to drive again back. This is what it means when you take this opportunity to be the servant. All what we expect in this world is to serve. A real devotee is that because he knows that by performing this service attitude, automatically they will be pleasing Guru and Krishna, they will be pleasing Srimati Radharani, and they will be protected. Radhe Rake Mare Rake Mare Radhe Rakeke. No one can kill those who Radharani wants to protect. No one can protect those that Radharani wants to take out. Because Shrimati Radharani is that single personality which takes care of the devotee. She's the manifestation of the heart of Krishna that even Krishna cannot understand. Sometimes Krishna himself, he cannot understand what his devotee feels to him. That's why he gave his heart to her. And this heart that she's holding, and she's performing such activities, these actions are completely supreme actions. And that's why, as in the position of a devotee, all what we need to do is to take the time that we have in this precious lifetime to listen this Rasayana Katha, to listen to such activities. All what we need to do is to sit and chant and respond and sing. You know. Because Shrimati Radharani, she, you know, like many things, like by living in Vrindavan for so many years, many things I have heard. Radharani, she doesn't like when people fasting on her day. Because she doesn't like to see the devotees make this struggle for her on her day. She said, no, please, you have to please Krishna. Even that she holds the Krishna's heart, she's always pleased when the devotees are engaging to perform activities for their pleasure. I was just meditating about the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavata, where there's so many descriptions of these activities that the Shrimati Radharani and the gopis and all the sakis they had to perform. As we have heard, there is the Gopi Gita, which is beautifully here. There is the Venu Gita, which is just the description that the gopis herself gave to the flute of Krishna. How the flute of Krishna can be so attractive. There's this Pranaya Gita, which is this Gita that Krishna, he comes to the gopis and he tells to the gopis, hey, you girls, please, it's time to you to go back to your husband. Please go back to your husband. The gopis look at Krishna and say, they're crazy. Are you well? So you want now that you came now to us, you touch us, and now you wanted to send back us to our husband? Do you really know what you were talking about, Krishna? What did Kalya has done for that snake to be allowed to be touched by your feet? What did this Kalya has done? Is the service of Kalya is higher than us? Why we cannot touch your feet? Now is our duty. We wanted to touch your feet. We wanted to experience it. Yes, we know that when you play your flute, Krishna, he just doesn't play the flute just to call the cows. No, he has so many meaning of playing the flute. Sometimes Krishna, he plays the flute to, to organize all these cows and all the stuff. But also when he plays his flute, sometimes it's just to call that specific gopi. And she said, now that you had impregnate our heart with this emotion that's emanated from your flute, you wanted to take it out from us? It's not possible. So the gopis of Braja, they represent exactly this desire that Krishna will break all the rules, but nothing will remove this chance that I have to become your personal servant. Like, for example, even in the Gopi Gita or Venu Gita, Pranaya Gita, when we see all these descriptions, such descriptions is for what? It's for just to remember in us our constitution position. We don't want anything else out of that. No. Like when we chant the Tulasi prayer, no, we say, please make me your servant. Please make me a maid servant in your house where I can perform these activities to the Lord. And that is the attitude of a devotee that is on this spiritual path, is to keep remembering every day what is the goal here. That is to perform these activities, which is the activities that can always awake this feeling, that this longing, that we can be with Krishna, we can be with Srimati Radharani. We can be their servant, we can be with our Guru Deva. And these pastimes that have been performed is just to remember us what we are doing here. You know, like, remember, very often there's a lot of like discussion, you know, because even Sukadeva Goswami, when he was telling the Srimad Bhagavatam, you know, he couldn't get so deeply into these pastimes of these activities of Krishna in Vrindavana. That's why he even didn't mention her name. But then somehow he mentioned her activities. He mentioned that her feeling, her emotions. And these pastimes has a reason. That is just to make us to have also this longing. I wanted to go to this Srimati Radharani. Yeah. So, like for example, we always say, no, in the prayers, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. What means? What it means this Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam? No. Means that our soul is dragging into this material delusion, but once we call, please Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam, please hook me up, put me in the highest position, and Shyam, and keep me there. Maintain me, sealed me. No. Keep me there forever. So today, this Radhashtami day is exactly to remember it, our position, our constitution as a devotee. As we see here in the altar, we have Srimati Radharani and we have the Astasaki. And what this Astasaki is doing, what they represent, what the kind of service they are performing. If you go deeply, you will see that each one of them, they have one specific position. And such position is just to remember us the quality of the service that they can do. We see that, for example, Rangadevi, she's a good Kirtaniya. We see that Tunga Vidya, she's a very good in the right, beautiful poems. That poems that Krishna sometimes he reads to Srimati Radharani, she comes behind and gives him the paper. And he says, tell it to her. That's the bhava. Once Srimati Radharani, once Vishaka, she came to Krishna and she said to Krishna, Krishna, today you are not allowed to play your flute. You are not allowed to play your flute because always when you play your flute, you make the Srimati Radharani faint. And we are fed up of always like have been recovering her, you know. And always there's this disease. You start to play your flute and Srimati Radharani, she falls on the ground and she hits with her head. Sometimes blood comes out. And we are completely, we don't want this anymore, you know. Like, I don't know if you have seen, like in movies, often we see this disease. I forget the name. Epilepsy. No. It's not epilepsy. It's like when the person in the surgery, they have the surgery, and they put the anesthesia, and he comes back and he starts to ask for water. He say, I want to drink water, water, water. Dehydration. But if you give water to him, he dies. Have you seen this? I forget the name of this disease. And they say and they start to say to Krishna, Krishna, when you play the flute to Srimati Radharani, it's like the person who is having this disease that when you give the water, the person's drain. And Krishna, he says, no. Again, this game. Then he calls his lawyer, because Krishna, he also have a lawyer. Who knows Krishna's lawyer name? Huh? Madhumangala. Krishna has a lawyer, and his name is Madhumangala. And Madhumangala, he's a very good, you know, because he's from Brahmin family, and he always takes his finger, and Krishna asks, can you check if tonight the black swan is going to meet the white swan? And he goes and he started to paint the drawing, the chart of Krishna in the sand. And he says, just to check if Krishna is going to meet, if this black swan is going to meet with the white swan. And after checking, yes, I see a prediction here that tonight the black swan is going to meet with the white swan. But, as a Brahmana, you have to give me my dakshina. And Krishna, he says, okay, I will give a half of apple to you. And Madhumangala looks to Krishna and says, Krishna, you are full of sweetness. You are this rasa madhuri. You are the one who possesses all kinds of sweetness on you. And you just come with a half of apple. Oh, I want gulab jamuns, I want rasagula, I want to experience all kinds of sweets that you eat. That's what I want. And Krishna said, okay. So Krishna, he calls Madhumangala and he says, Madhumangala, go and have a debate with Vishaka. Vishaka is saying that I'm not allowed to play my flute. We need to fix it. Because they're saying that only, they just consider the feelings of Srimati Radharani, they are not consider my feelings. And once they come and they have this debate, they started to have this debate, who is the best one? Who can do the best? But we see that this debate is there endless, because the qualities and the qualities of Srimati Radharani, the qualities of Krishna, they always find an argument. They say, but the Krishna, he's Madana Mohana. He's Madana Mohana. He's the one, when he plays his flute, he enchanted the Cupid. And Vishaka said, yes, but my Radharani, she's Madana Mohana Mohini. She's the one who enchanted the enchanter of the Cupids. You have no exit, Krishna. But these pastimes can just be revealed by the presence of Sadguru. It's not possible for us to be merged into these pastimes. It's not possible for us to come to Vrindavan and really not experience these pastimes of Krishna in Srimati Radharani Vrindavana without him, without a guru, without a Sadguru who has this ability to show this pastime for all of us. Because otherwise we just come to Vrindavana and we will see hog, frog, dog, pig. We just see it. But once you are in the feet of a Sadguru, once you come, then you say, oh, this place is the place where Krishna, he killed this demon. And you will have the chance to experience it with your eyes, with your heart, and with your emotions. Jai Gurudev.